what you need to do is select this and say new. Once you say new, you will get this option of creating the kind of question that you need to create. So you will have all of these templates. You can select any of these templates to create a question. And I will show you most of these templates one by one, except for the ones that you will not need to use, which will be related to the surveys or anything else. So let's select multiple choice. So here for multiple choice, you will get a template. This is, you will get all of these, most of these options in the other question types as well. So I will explain this once right now. What do these options mean? And then subsequently, I will show you how to create questions. Okay. So let's say your question here is, what WHO, you can see here. You can write new choice here also. If you want to add a new choice, you can add a new choice. If you want to delete any of these choices, you can delete any of these choices. If you want to add this choice, all of the above, you can add. If you want to add none of the above, you can add. You have to specify the correct choice here. So you can do spell check like you can do in MS Word. You can do a similar spell check here. You can use the editor to do the spell check. You have to specify the correct answer. Once you specify the correct answer here, you will see the marks. You will see by default one mark is assigned to that correct answer. Do you want to, if you want to change it, you can change it to 2 or 3 or whatever you want. I'll keep it 1. Okay, let's look at some things here. There is an editor here. There is an editor here, and this toolbar can be used to do many things like bold, italics, underline, subscript, superscript, alignments. You can add bullets here. You can add numbering here. You can cut some paste here and cut some text. You can paste copy. You can paste it, and you can add symbols here. There are a lot of symbols available in question mark. You can insert these symbols in here as well as in the, if you want to add in the answers here also, you can add these things, all of these things. And if you want to add an image here, you just need to click this and need to browse, and from your desktop you'll have to select one one, you'll have to select, you can just see that image will embedded here. So you can use the images in your questions as well as your answers. You can do all of these things. And so once you have done, you can also specify the size of the image, specifically when you are putting images in questions and the stem. You can specify the image. You can specify the image size. Okay. See, for now, it will not accept the user. I have said that I will be creating the users for you. After we create the users, then only you will be able to log in with the Blackboard IDs, not right now. Okay. I can specify this here. Let's say 100. If I do this and I say okay, my image will come here. So it depends. It was a very big image. That's why it's got kind of shortened like this. Okay. Now what I will do is I will delete this. Okay. What you can also do is you can add audio files, especially for people who are teaching language, English, etc. These audio files are useful. You can import, you can add flash file, you can embed a video, you can use the question formula editor to add questions here, to add the formulas here, formula such as under root or anything else. So I open this and I want to write under root 2, I can write under root 2. I have many other things multiplied by, let's say, under root 3. Say okay, it'll give me this formula, and I can do all these things. Similarly, I have a latex editor. In latex editor, you can if you know latex programming, you can directly write latex equations here. What you can also do is you can create your latex equations in Microsoft Word, and you can copy them here. The only word of caution that I have for you is that when you are creating the equations in Microsoft Word, do not copy them directly into question mark. Sometimes what happens is that in MS Word there are some characters, hidden characters, that get copied along with Microsoft Word, and as a result, when the question is presented to the users, it can result in junk characters. Okay, so I have showed you these things. Okay, if we want to show, okay, this we were in on this. Similarly, you can insert content here. So content here means that you can create links, and you can create content here. So for example, if you want to add a file here, you can just say file, and you can add any kind of file here. Uh, these files are all pictures, etc. But let me go to documents and show you. For example, if you wanted to add this file here, you could file here as a file, and then when you added the file, you can link it. You can link it, download. So for example, want to give the users any assignment where to refer to a file, you can do this. You can add file, and this can be downloaded by users when they click the when they click that particular link in the question. And you say that if this file will open a new window, what will be the size of that window? Here it is written 40 and 480. You can specify 100 by 100 or 2 by 100 by 200. You can also specify all of these things. That is that window resizable? Will it have status bars? Will it have a scroll bar? And will it have a menu? Will it have toolbar? All of these things. These things can be specified here. So you can specify. So once you have selected the file, what you can do is you can say add a text here. Let's say download, and you can say that link image. So once you have done it and you say OK, you will see this. Once you run the file, you can see this. You can see this, the download link. Once you see the download link, the user can click this and he can download that file that we had embedded here. Often, okay. So you can do this. It's all kinds of files like PDF, Microsoft Excel, Microsoft Word, .txt file, pictures, BMP, PNG. All of these formats are JPEG, and these format GIF. All of these formats are supported. You can add content from these files as well. Finally, there's HTML editor. If somebody knows HTML and he wants to change the behavior of this question using the editor, he can click this, and you can kind of write HTML here, and you can change the behavior of this. Okay. Coming to this side, you have the options to add new choice, add all of the above choice, none of the above choice. Sometimes if you want the student to add a comment, you can put this box here and the student can add a comment. Please remember these questions are automatically graded. So these comments are meant only for the student to give his feedback. They are not meant to be used in evaluation, that you may say, okay, I will ask the student to write a comment here and see the justification for his selection and give him marks. No, this is not meant for this. This is meant only to get feedback from students. Okay. Another thing that you need to see here is edit question properties. And in this edit question properties, what you need to do is that you can you can change the status. You can change the status of the questions. So you can change the status of the questions as retired, incomplete, experimental, or beta. So things which are relevant for us here right now are normal, retired, and incomplete. Normal means that if a question is marked as normal, then when you are creating the assessment will pick questions only that are marked as normal. The retired questions mean that this question has been used hundreds of times. It has been used hundreds of time uh, in various examinations, and as a result, the answer is known to everybody. So what you will do is you will just leave it like this. So I mean, you don't want that question to be picked up again, and so you mark it as retired. Similarly, as incomplete question. So as incomplete questions, what you will do is that when you are making the questions, you are creating the questions, and you are in the process of creating the questions, then you may mark them as incomplete. As a result, the questions will not get picked up. These incomplete questions are not picked up by the assessment. So before you get ready for the assessment, you need to mark all the questions as normal if you want them to be picked up. Okay, so this is the key thing in this particular thing. There is one more thing about the language. I will show you that subsequently. I just need to change a couple of settings in this one before showing you, how to set the language for the topic. So we'll do that just now. This is for the question. I'll just save and exit. Okay, okay. I'll just show you that. We'll go there. Okay, one more thing that you need to understand is that it is possible to assign meta tags to questions. What it means is that you want your question to be classified in a particular manner, and you can then specify that through meta. Let's say this question. This question, for those of you who are familiar with Bloom's level, this is basically Bloom's level 1. So if you want to come back here and say, you can go, you will see a list of meta tags. This is my system. We have already created a lot of meta tags here just to give examples, but your university will have to create those meta tags first. And once those meta tags are created, they are shown here, and you can choose one of the meta tags here. You can set a default value. The default value in this meta tag is analysis. Now this is at Bloom's level 1 at the knowledge level. So we will just select this, and when I select this, now this question becomes at Bloom's level 1. So I'll say OK, and once I have said OK, this now question is identified as a question that is at Bloom's level 1. Similarly, if I want to assign another meta tag to it, I can go here and I can, let's say, may see difficulty levels. So there are these difficulty levels where it is easy, it is medium difficulty, it is of medium difficulty, or it is high difficulty. Okay, this is the default. So I will say, yeah, this is D. So I can mark it as easy. Now how methods are used, I will show you when we do the assessments. In the assessments, I will show you how these meta tags are used. Now coming to the delivery style, you can mark the questions as scored or unscored. Typically, you will always have in exams, you will always have the question as scored, and this is the default option. Unscored questions typically are used either when you are collecting some information in surveys, or even within the assessment. You can have one or two questions in the beginning to collect information from the students So those questions can be specified as unscored. You can shuffle these options using this field called shuffling. So if you say all, then all the options, all the choices, when they are presented to the student, will get shuffled. So one student, this option, the first option, another student, this option is the first option, another student may get none of the above as the first option. Now that will be very funny that this is the first option and it says none of the above. There is nothing actually above this. So it will be funny. So what you can do is, if you have all of the above and none of the above, you can choose this option, all but last two choices. So these two will not get shuffled. The first first three will get shuffled. And let's say you have only one of these, let's say all of the above, you can have this option says all but last choice. In this case, this will not get shuffled, only the first three choices will get shuffled. So what I will do is, I will just delete this choice, all of the above, and I will say all. Now all of these options will get shuffled. The last field here is your presentation field of display of the answer options. You can display them as vertical or you can display them as horizontal, depending on your choice. Mostly in 99.9% cases, I've seen people using this option vertical. Horizontal is typically used sometimes when you have, let's say, 15-20 options on the same page and you do the student to scroll. So you can use them as horizontal options. But I have never seen this actually in my life. Once you have done this, don't use the advanced editor. It is not useful for you. It is all of these same things. It is just a little more programmatic. If you want to show feedback to the student against each option, you can select this button. You can give the feedback. Let's say correct. But this is typically given in the quizzes or in sometimes also in formative exams, because then the student has the option to make changes, etc. You don't want to do this in the examinations. So this is for giving feedback, but you don't want to give him feedback here in these questions. So I'll just hide feedback. I'll say hide feedback. Once I have done all of these things, I can save and exit, or I can save and create a new question, or I can create and save and create a new multiple choice question, etc. For now, I will save and exit. Once I exit, question will appear in. So then this is the, once it appears, what it means is that this is the first question I have created. You see this? This is the first question, sir. Okay. Now what I can do is I can select this question and I can try this out. Try out means that you can show, or you can see somewhat the student experience. How will the student see this question? So you say try out. So it is generating the E for this question to show you in terms of how does it appear to the student, and so it will show you this exe, and based on that you can see whether the correct option is coming as correct, incorrect. So this is how it is. So you can say wealth and health organization. You can select, for example, the incorrect option and say submit. So it will show you how many marks the student will get. The student will not see this. This is only for the faculty member to try out. The student will not see this feedback in his examination. If you select correct option, the options are getting shuffled, and so you submit. So it is giving me 1 out of 1, and it is telling me correct. This is the feedback that I had written there. That's why it's showing me correct. So again, if you continue, you will see that the first option will again change its worth held world, the correct option right now. But if I continue, so it will change this option. So it is shuffling. It is giving me correct marks for the correct answer and incorrect marks for incorrect answer. So it is more or less the way I wanted it. I'll say, okay, I'll close this. So I can do this.